Hello, planner friends. So I'm really excited to share the planner that I'm going to be using in 2025, which is the Sprouted Planner. It's the first time I ever heard of this planner. I came across it on, I believe, Amanda's Favorites YouTube channel, and I'm super excited to use it this year. I was a little bit skeptical. Previously, I've used so many different planners. I do plan to do a video going over all of the planners that I've used. I've used things like the Filofax, the Franklin Covey planners. Those are like really old school, but those were my absolute favorite. Like school planners in school, I've used Erin Condren planners, plum paper planners. Those are like the top ones I've used most recently. I even recently used the Full Focus planner, which is like a quarterly undated planner. Pros and cons about all of those, I'm happy to share in another video, but this video will be about using the plum paper in 2025, a quick overview of my thoughts and how I've set it up and how I'm liking it so far. It's 8 days in, so I feel like that's enough time to tell like how I'm going to like this one. So stay tuned. So here she is, friends, the Sprouted Planner. So I was looking for a planner that was daily, that had ideally some kind of weekly view, a monthly spread, and enough room to write without being too prescriptive. So, and some kind of area for reflection. So that is what drew me to this Sprouted Planner. So here we go. So let's dive on in. So on the first page, you have the page to like share your name and that kind of stuff. So there's that. I do like how she's a little bit more prescriptive and tells you how exactly you should use this planner, or rather how it's intended to be used. But again, you can always use it any way that you like. There's a video that corresponds with this as well. And then she has values. She explains kind of like how to think about your values. I actually used ChatGPT to help me come up with my 6 values for the year. So authentic connections, like connecting with family and friends in a meaningful way. Curious exploration, so both like getting out of my own circle, kind of expanding my circle, if you will. New adventures, getting out in nature. That's kind of that one. Creative excellence. Generally, excellence in all things is my aim. But yeah, pursue projects and challenges that kind of help me to innovate and express my own unique perspective. Holistic well-being, so just general well-being across all sectors. So like spiritual, mental, physical well-being, all of the different types of well-being. Enlightened growth. So I want to continue to grow. Generally, like I think I have a very strong growth mindset and I want to keep that going. But I really want to prioritize new and exciting experiences this year. All right, and then there's a section for people, and I have not fully expanded this list, but essentially what you're supposed to do is write down the people in your life and then the ways that you would like to regularly follow up with them. So I'm still working on this one. And then reminders. So this one is kind of open-ended. But the reminder section you can use any way you want. You can do it seasonally. I decided to have like books that I would like to read this year. So that's what I'm using this section for. I'll probably do different sections or different things for each section. I haven't fully thought that one out just yet. And then I like this as like a general reminders of things that you want to do. What I also plan to have in here is like the trips that we plan to take and like the mini adventures that we want to do throughout the year as a reminder to like continually plan for those so they don't just sneak up on you by the end of the year. And then the year list, which I still need to fill out, and hope for the year. So right now I just have 3: travel more as a family and with just my husband and I. One of my hopes for the year is that my husband gets a remote job like he used to have, and then to make our home more beautiful and invest in projects that will just make it look as stunning as possible. And then you have this calendar overview, holidays. This one, I'm not really sure what I'll use, but you could use it for tracking various things. I haven't quite decided just yet. And then bridge the gap between planners. I really like this. Because this is a daily planner. It comes in 2 sections. So this is January through July. And then the second half is August through December. So this is really nice. So if there's something you want to remember to put in your next planner coming up, you can go ahead and jot that down in this section. And then you have some blank pages. And then you have a dashboard here. I like the dashboard, but I never really know what to do with the dashboard. So I would love any ideas that you guys happen to have. I always saw some interesting ones with people using the Erin Condren planners and all the different ways they use the dashboard. So I'm not really sure how I want to use this just yet. but we have January. So the biggest, coolest thing in January is my birthday. And then what I really like is up top here, she has a section to kind of remind you to check in with your values, people, reminders, and your list. And I really like this because this is the kind of thing I need to remember to like go back, check in, make sure I'm incorporating the things that I would like. For example, I have such a hard time remembering to plan ahead for things. So having this reminders list of like, oh, like this trip is coming up or this event is coming up, like let me make sure I have all of the processes and things in place to make sure that goes smoothly. I think this is going to help me a lot this year. And then this section between where the month ends and the weeks start, I would love to use this in a better way. So initially I thought like maybe having reflections here. What I really like to do is like at the end of each month, do like a wrap up of the month, kind of what's going on with work, what's going on with my personal life, what's going on between my husband and I. It's just really nice to look back and kind of see like the mindset that I had at any given time throughout the past years. Like I really liked doing that. So I do plan to do that likely here somewhere. Once you pass those blank pages, you then have the weekly spread. And I just love this kind of week at a glance dashboard type situation and having a daily space. Like to me, this is so incredibly ideal. I really, 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 really love this. Now, one thing I would have done differently and one recommendation I have for, I believe her name is Amanda, who creates the Sprouted Planner, is to have this just be another blank notes page. Because what I would really love here is being able to kind of plan the week, jot down to-do lists, and then just general ideas that come up week to week. I don't know, but that's what I would like to personally see. Or like maybe even a space for tracking things. But having this planner section, this weekly dashboard is really, really nice. I really am enjoying this. So I have this, and here I'll jot down kind of like the big theme of the day, any big appointments coming up, any meetings that I really need to prepare for, any deadlines, things like that. That's what I'm using this for at the moment. And then here we have the actual daily pages. Now, here are some things that I love. I actually like that the calendar doesn't take up a lot of space. So let's go to an actual day that I've planned so far. So for example, this is a great one so far. So I mostly use digital calendars like Google Calendar to actually track my time. So I don't need this to take up so much space. I just kind of need it as a reminder. So the way that I use it is at the beginning of the day, of my work day, I'll go ahead and write down any meetings that I'm going to have as a reminder to myself that I need to be prepared at those specific times in case there's things I need to prepare for. That's what I like it for. I appreciate that it doesn't take up half the page like in the Erin Condren planner. I like that it's slim like this. I like having this section for writing notes and to-dos. One improvement that I would love is if it didn't actually have the check boxes, because sometimes like if something's more than one line, I just like indent it to indicate like this is just part of this particular to do. But I would prefer it even more if it was just blank lines. There's also this line kind of like 2/3 of the way through. And I think this is if you want to use this as a tracker or like for some other resource, but I would prefer this to like not have the line and not have the to-dos. And then I can either create my own boxes or use like little dots like I did here to kind of indicate specific to-dos or something. I also ordered some dot markers. I'm super excited about those. But yeah, so I really, really love this layout. I thought I would like it. I was a little hesitant, but I actually really love it. And this is how I generally plan. I keep it relatively simple. I like it to be like, I pretty much only use black pens and then purple to, like I highlight things in purple when they are completed. And then like a pink to kind of highlight anything like meetings or like things that definitely need to get done. And then if I didn't get to something, I typically will use like an arrow. I'm still deciding where I want the arrows to be placed in this year's planner, but we will see. But yeah, this is generally how I'm using it. For the weekends, she also has full days for the weekends, which I like. I think it's quite nice. Now, in past planners, I haven't always used all the space for the weekends, but I think it's nice. I think I'm going to enjoy that. And then again, you have your following week. So like the weeks just run it, like you have your day views Sunday and then right after that, you have your week again. So overall, I really like this. I think it works really, really well. And I'm very much enjoying it. So yeah, I haven't gotten that far into it. It's only January 8th, but I am really loving it so far. There is not a lot that I would change. Let's see, let's go towards the end of this one. There's a few pages. Oh, and it has, oh, that's the other thing I like that I haven't gotten to yet because I haven't gotten to the end of the month. But I just came out of using the full focus planner, and what I really loved about that planner was the reflection. And so there are planners like the Erin Contra planner that are great, but they don't have a lot of space to reflect about time. So that's one thing that really, really drew me to this Sprouted planner is the end of the month reflections. I actually like doing weekly reflections as well, but I think this section that I kind of, this should work in the meantime to do like a weekly reflection. It would be even better, I think, if there was like one page of like weekly reflections somewhere in here. But either way, I digress. Monthly reflections, I love. So let's go through those. So in here we have, I think this is where it starts. So January reflections, review your calendar from the month. What stands out as memorable? What are you proud of? What did you struggle with? What brought you joy? So I think these kinds of questions, like really taking the time to answer them, really helps you plan ahead, understand how to overcome things that you were struggling with. And I really appreciate this like moment of reflection in here. I also love this. Currently, what are you watching, reading, listening to, making, enjoying, dreaming about? And then favorites of the month. I love that she has this section. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to reflect back month to month and see how things change over time. And then intentions, I believe this is supposed to say reminders instead of things. But what were your intentions and how did it go? So again, reflecting on like, okay, you said you intended to call your mom every Friday. How did it go? Like, did you actually do it? Was it enjoyable? Is there anything that you would tweak about that? So I really, really like this section of intentions. What's working, what's not working? Again, reflecting on, okay, if something's not working, how are we going to overcome it? Looking forward, what are you looking forward to? What are you feeling challenged or worried about? What can you eliminate and or delegate? Are there any changes you need to make? So again, this, I just love, like making sure to periodically ask yourselves these questions is so helpful. And then a section for upcoming focus and what the priority is. So I really like that. And then you just jump into the next month. And I think that's great. I'm really, 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 really looking forward to using this planner for 2025. I do think this is a planner I will use all the way through. Like, stay tuned, we'll find out. But I think I will. I'm really loving it so far. It's really meeting my needs. Again, I don't rate a ton. I don't use a ton of stickers. I do use some, but just kind of as like tiny embellishments. And I think this is gonna work for me. It's like just the right balance of functional while still giving me space to decorate if I want to. But yeah, I'm really excited about it. Let me know if you have any questions. Always happy to help. All right, see ya, bye.